world's longest invert, and definitely a contender for one of the world's best inverts. Banshee at Kings Island opened in 2014, and this will be my in-depth ride review of the Banshee roller coaster. Banshee is a B&N invert roller coaster, and again, it opened in 2014 on the former site of Son of Beast at Kings Island. And a few facts is that it is a B&M invert coaster. The height of this coaster is 167 feet tall, with a drop of 150 feet, a length of 4,124 foot, which makes it the longest invert, a speed of 68 miles per hour, and it features 7 inversions. So yeah, this is a huge coaster. It's very massive. And so let's talk about the Riot Experience. So after you depart the station, you're going to make a left turn and you're going to climb up the 167 foot chain. And then when you reach the top, cool feature is that the sound of a banshee screaming is played when you drop down the 150-foot hill into a heavily banked right turn. Once you reach the bottom of that drop, you enter a dive loop, immediately followed by a vertical loop around the lift hill, which is a really cool feature to watch. It's just really cool to go around that lift hill. And then continuing, you're going to enter your third inversion, a 0G roll, and then the train will make an upward left-hand turn into what's called a pretzel knot, which is basically where your train enters a dive loop followed by an Immelman loop. And then after that, you enter a second vertical loop before making a turn into an inline twist. And then after a downward left-hand helix, it makes the final turn into a final brake run leading back to the station. And then at nighttime, there's a lot of lighting and fog effects, which enhances the ride experience. So you actually reach that maximum speed of 68 miles per hour, approximately halfway through the layout, which is because of the terrain, which is different than a lot of roller coasters. So by far that this is, a very intense coaster, and it is long, but it's still packed with non-stop action and intensity from the moment you go down that lift hill until the moment you hit the final brakes. Now, unlike Montu, it's not really snappy and whippy in its transitions, because it can't be, because it's going so fast. But even though these inversions are so huge on Banshee, the coaster is still very, very intense and thrilling and non-stop action from start to end. So by far, I would say the highlight of the ride is the inline twist element. You get some serious hang time there, and it feels like that element drags on. It's great. It's crazy. I love that hang time that Banshee does have there. The first drop is also really great because it doesn't have a pre-drop, which is seen on a lot of B&M inverts. It just goes straight into that curve drop, and it just whips you over. Oh my gosh, especially if you're in the back row, you're just whipped over that. So another really great pro is that it's smooth. I know some people say it has a rattle. I don't sense the B&M rattle on this, but that could just be me. So for some cons of Banshee, well, I really wish they would have carried the theming more throughout. Like, the station's really great theme, the queue, but there's a lot more they could have done. But I mean, for Cedar Fair, they did pretty good. I'm not gonna knock a coaster just because of its theming or whatever. And then it has the B&M vest restraints, which is the only invert that has them. Which, the good thing about them is they're going to prevent any sort of headbanging But they have a tendency to somewhat tighten throughout the ride. I don't think it really bothers me that much as it does some people. And of course, an invert is not for airtime. Otherwise, that type of restraint would definitely hinder airtime. Like, say, Valraven, I feel like it's more of an annoyance on like that coaster or Yukon Striker than it ever would be on Banshee. But that's just something to note that this coaster does have that type of restraint. Well, I would say this is my actual favorite B&M Invert. This is it. Banshee is it. And as far as that hole in the park of Kings Island, I would say it's my third favorite after Diamondback and Orion. If Orion was having an off day or something, I could put this above Orion. Yeah, I still like Diamondback better than Orion. I feel like I get stronger airtime on Diamondback, but this is about Banshee. But you know, Banshee is a fantastic invert. My favorite that I have rode, and I have rode several of them throughout the country. And its length is literally perfect. Yeah, my only knocks really is the restraint type. But even that's not a real big concern for me. I know people do talk about the rattle that Banshee has, like a B&M rattle. As I said, I don't notice that. But if it really does have that problem this early on, coaster's only, oh my gosh, this coaster's 7 years old this year. But it's been talked about even after the first year that it has that. My concern is how well it's going to hold up over time. But for now, I say I give Banshee, I give it a 9.8 out of 10. Fantastic, fantastic coaster. It's a must ride at Kings Island. It's a must ride invert. And I really love the coaster. It's a perfect addition to Kings Island's lineup, and I'm so glad they decided to go with B&M Invert for their 2014 season. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I've noticed that most of my views are coming from people who are not subscribed to me. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and I have plenty of other content to check out that you can check out on my channel as well. And also, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching.